What's up, home slice skillet biscuits? It's your boy called Wheezy coming at you with the first vlog for our communications internship class. That is COM 499 at San Diego Christian College, for those of you who are tuning in for some reason that aren't in the class. I don't know why you're watching this video, but you're in for a trip, I guess. So for this one, we're supposed to talk about our interview and how that went. And to be honest, my interview was way the heck back in like July. And I'm starting this coming Wednesday. It's complicated, and we're going to get into that right now. So I'm going to be doing my internship at Rise City Church. My interview was with Kyle Hildebrand. He is the Associate Pastor of Worship, I think is his official title. He does the worship leading, and he oversees the worship tech as well. So my internship is going to be in the tech world mostly, but I'll be involved in music there as well. So the whole story of me getting involved in Rise starts back in 2015. The first time that I came to San Diego Christian, I was on the soccer team, but too injured to play. So I made friends that were soccer players, and 3 or 4 of them all went to Rise to help with music, and so I went with them. I was there for pretty much the whole year, but when I moved home halfway through the spring semester, I stopped going to Rise because home is 8 hours away. So I came back, and last fall of 2019, I told myself I'm going to go try some other churches and see if there's a better fit for me than Rise. And then if there's not, then I'll be back at Rise. What ended up happening is I went to church with a couple of the other worship team members. So I went to the Grove, I went to Foothills, I went to Rockies County, I went to Journey, I went to... I feel like there was one other worship team member church, but I can't remember what it was. Then Steve Witten, the theology professor at SDC, was like talking about his church at one point, and so I went there. It's called Grace Fellowship of San Diego. Great little church, like 50 members probably. Small building, loves the like close, intimate feel. The teaching is like very focused on the Bible and what it says and what that means for us today. Great teaching. The music is decent, and I saw ways that I could get involved there. But when I tried to get involved, the tech team was like, yeah, we'll try to work you in eventually. But like over the course of like 6 weeks, it basically came out to me that like they have 3 people for their 3 positions, and the attitude is, hey, we're never gonna like not be here. We're never gonna get sick. We're never gonna go on vacation, so we don't really need you. I don't know that that was actually the attitude, but that's how it came across to me. And then the worship team, they are on another level. So a lot of times they show up that morning not knowing what they're going to play, and they get handed a chord chart, and they're like, here, we're playing this song. And I am not good enough to do that yet, or at least I wasn't at the time. I think I could probably pull it off now, but at the time I couldn't. So I had a really hard time trying to join the worship team. And since there were no like ministry opportunities for me at Grace, I ended up back at Rise finally. And the first week I was back at Rise was 2 weeks after they had come to STC to play at church, not church, at chapel. And so I was doing slides. Actually, I ran lights, but I set up their slides. So I was at their rehearsal, and I worked with Kyle afterwards to make sure that all the slides were going to be just hit the space bar to go through the whole set for, I want to say, Chase. And he really appreciated that. And so when I went back to Rise, I walked in, I sat in the front row. Kyle was leading worship, and at the end they ended with a song after the message, and so I just kind of locked eyes with him after they like dismissed, and walked up to the stage and was like, "Hey, I used to go here. I'm back now. How can I get involved?" And he was like, "Yes, let's do that." And so Kyle got me hooked up with the leader of the tech team and got me into their planning center. And then when I heard that we needed to do an internship, I reached out to Kyle and I was like, "Hey, there's an internship that I need to do for school. I'm wondering if I can do it here." And he was like, "Yeah, let's talk about that." So we got Chipotle. We talked through what the internship was going to look like. I didn't really know at the time what it was going to look like. And so we had to delay until Dr. Dunn had left and John Liu came in and took over as the head of the comm department and wrote up the syllabus. And so then Kyle went on vacation. And that's where we're at today. I start on the 23rd, I believe, which is next Wednesday. And it's going to be fun. The interview was super smooth. Kyle had seen me work before I approached him for the internship, so it wasn't so much an interview about are you a good fit? It was more of an interview of hey, what are your long-term goals? And so that was a really cool experience, and I'm glad that I get to work with Kyle because he's fantastic. So that concludes today's vlog it concludes last week's vlog for the COM 499 class. As per usual, I still don't have an outro, so